We turn our focus now to West Africa, where the impoverished nation of 21 million people, Mali, has over the past decade been plagued by Islamist violence. Swathes of the country are controlled by a myriad of rebel groups and militias. In the middle are German troops. Berlin has announced their presence will be increased to a total of 1,400 soldiers. But some are wondering if that's enough for their own safety, let alone the people they were sent to protect.
It is the Bundeswehr's most dangerous foreign mission, trying to keep the peace in Mali, a country under military rule, divided by separatist movements and interethnic fighting. A military coup in the West African country in August 2020 saw the president violently deposed. A civilian government established under international pressure was ousted in a second military coup in May 2021. German troops are in Mali as part of the United Nations MINUSMA mission, their aim to stabilise the country. Currently, the German contingent has a maximum size of 1,100 soldiers, but with a worsening security situation and the announcement in February that French forces, previously the largest international contingent, are to leave Mali altogether, changes are needed. The German government has already said it will no longer participate in the EU's training mission for Malian security forces. Now the German contribution to the UN presence is set to be increased to 1,400 troops. Given the worsening picture of violence by armed extremists and claims of abuses by the Malian military, some will wonder if even that is sufficient to keep the soldiers themselves safe, let alone the civilians they're there to protect.
That report by DW political correspondent Simon Young, and we can talk to Simon Young. Simon, France, of course, we understand, is pulling out of Mali. Where does that leave Germany?
Well, I think the feeling is that Mali should not be left alone. Of course, there is huge instability in the country. The future of Mali politically is very uncertain. And of course, the people who suffer most are the civilian population who face the effects of violence. Many have been killed, many displaced. And so I think there's concern about that. And Berlin feels that it ought to step up. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said that if MINUSMA were to come to an end, this UN operation, then Mali could fall apart. So Germany is going to do what it can, beefing up its peacekeeping and stabilisation role. It's extended the mandate to do that for another year, but it's also for the first time included an exit clause in the mandate, saying, well, if the Bundeswehr, if German troops find that they don't have the means to do the job, and indeed, in particular, if they're not able to keep themselves safe in Mali, then they may pull out sooner than planned.
And in a controversial move, Simon, the Malian government troops are now fighting, I understand, side by side with Russian mercenary. What kind of impact does that have on Germany's engagement in Mali?
Well, that's right. US intelligence say that there are hundreds of Russian mercenaries operating in Mali, including those from the Wagner Group, which is a Russian mercenary organization. We've heard a lot about it in connection with Ukraine. This is one of the reasons for the split between France and the Malian authorities. President Macron of France was recently saying that the Russian soldiers are there to sort of prop up the military junta, as well as to advance business interests. So it's a very difficult situation. These are quite gruesome fighters, we understand, who have been accused of a role in dozens of extrajudicial killings. And these are the kind of problems I think the Bundeswehr troops will continue to face in Mali as well.
And in a related development, Simon, hundreds of German soldiers, I understand, will be redeployed to neighboring Niger. Why?
Well, that's right. This is the second mission that Germany is involved in Mali, the EU training mission of Malian forces. Now, the Germans say, well, they're not happy with the progress there. There have been these allegations of corruption, but also of atrocities carried out. There was a massacre back at the end of March where there were allegations that Malian soldiers had been involved in that. Of course, there's also the frustration with the military government saying they're not moving quickly enough to hold civilian elections and move back to a civilian path, and also the involvement with Russian troops. It means they got frustrated. They're going to shift the focus of the EU mission to Niger now, where there'll be just 300 German troops involved rather than the 600 who've been training troops in Mali up to now.
DW's political correspondent Simon Young reporting. Thank you.